Hey guys, Marissa at kitchentablestamper.com. Celebration has begun for Stampin' Up. January 3rd started a new sales period where demonstrators and customers can earn more every time they purchase, host, or when they join Stampin' Up. So until March 31st, you can, when you join Stampin' Up and become a kitchenette, you can choose $125 in Stampin' Up products for your $99 starter kit. $99 starter kit has absolutely no shipping. In addition to that, because we're in the celebration period, you can choose any 2 stamp sets from a current catalog of your choice. So that's from the Occasions catalog or the 2017-18 annual catalog, any stamp set. When you host with Stampin' Up or place a $250 order, maybe you're like me and you like to make fewer but larger orders every once in a while. That's how I roll. So when you host a party or order for yourself $250 of merchandise, instead of getting the usual $25 Stampin' Rewards, you will get $50 in Stampin' Rewards during celebration. Now, for customers, with every $50 you purchase, you can choose a free item from the Celebration catalog. If you don't have the Occasions and Celebrations catalog, email me, Marissa at kitchentablestamper.com, and I'll get one into the mail for you right away. Today, we're going to use this Heartfelt Blooms stamp set. It's the new distinctive style stamps from Stampin' Up. And as you can see here, there's so many fun ways to use it. And I decided that for my thank you cards, because I'm behind, don't tell anybody, I was going to case this card from the catalog. So I made a couple of modifications. Let's get started. This is the card that I made. I've made a few changes to my version. My floral panel's a little bigger. I replaced what looked like shimmer ribbon with Designer Series paper from Naturally Eclectic Designer Series paper pack. I added a little bit of metallic thread and replaced what I couldn't tell looked like metallic thread was used for the card that I cased. I replaced it with a brand new silver and white baker's twine from the Occasions catalog. I love this new baker's twine. I don't know if you see that shimmer, but it's whisper white with a silver tinsel twisted in. Gorgeous baker's twine. The supplies that I used to create this card include the Heartfelt Blooms stamp set. It was absolutely free with my order. Love it. I have 2 Stampin' pads for this project. We're going to use Night of Navy for our greeting, and we're going to use Sweet Sugar Plum. I have a brand new punch and you cannot get this thing out of my hand. This is the tailored tag punch. We're going to use that for our greeting. Our consumable supplies include Sweet Sugar Plum card base, and this is 8.5 by 5.5 and scored at 4 1/4. I've got a Whisper White panel, and we're going to stamp this with Sweet Sugar Plum and make this gorgeous floral paper. This is 3.5 by 4 3/4. I have a scrap left from some snowman boxes I made. That's for our greeting. You can use just any scrap. I'll give you a minimum size on the project sheet. Project sheets are always available at kitchentablestamper.com, and the link is below the video. My Designer Series paper is 3.5 inches by 1 inch, and I dovetailed the ends. That's the other side of that one. I have 19 inches of this gorgeous baker's twine. All right, I'm gonna grab some scratch paper and pop open these ink pads and we'll get stamping. Oh, one more supply here. I've got the metallic silver thread. Okay, so here's our distinctive rubber stamp. Do you see that? I don't know how well the camera's picking that up. I think I got some of the details in the light there. It's such a flat stamp. You look at the stamp and you think, what kind of impression am I gonna get? Well, let me show you. So I got my Sweet Sugar Plum ink pad, and the Sweet Sugar Plum ink pad is very perfectly inked. You can't really use a dry ink pad, and you can't use an over inked stamp pad. So you got to be careful about that. If you're finding that your details are washed out, you're not getting them, it's too light, you might have a dry ink pad. And if you find that your details are all muddy and blurred together, you might have too much ink in your pad. So stamp with it a little bit before you try the distinctive stamp again. So that is the one caution I'd give you. Now you see I've inked up well, and now I'm applying even, somewhat firm pressure and lift. And now look at all the detail that that stamp produced. The shadows, the highlights, the daisy flower, the leaf. It just is amazing to me how much detail you get from this very flat stamp. We're going to stamp this a few more times to make our floral paper. Look at that, see? They look like little marigolds maybe, or bachelor buttons, I don't know. But they've got the tiniest little petals, and you can really just see all that detail on this stamp. It's amazing to me. All right, so let's fill in this corner here. Let's see, I think I like that. Grab another piece of the image here. There's our background paper. Beautiful, isn't it? Now let's stamp our greeting. This thank you comes from the same Heartfelt Blooms stamp set. I'm ink it up in Night of Navy and stamp it right on the Whisper White there. Now, here's my tailored tag punch. And I'm gonna go ahead and center that greeting and pop it out. Got a little snail adhesive, and we'll adhere this banner. It's low of center, but centered right to left. Then we're going to bring this gorgeous silver baker's twine around the card panel here. Before you glue this floral panel to the card base, you want to add this baker's twine. That way it's sandwiched between the layers and you won't see it inside the card. What a pretty little bow that makes, and so easy too. Now we'll trim off the excess. And we can take some more snail. I like to run the snail on both sides of the baker's twine so that it's secure. We'll center that. And adhere. Now our thank you greeting is going to get a couple dimensionals on the back. Got my dimensionals, they're all sticky. We're going to add quite a few because we're going to sandwich the metallic thread in there, and we want to still have enough stick once the thread's on. All right, so I've pulled off about an arm's length of this metallic thread, and I'm going to take an end and just tack it onto the dimensionals. And then I'm going to loop, just make some fun wild loops kind of off one side. Now can you see as I'm making them, I've got them up off of the right hand side of the greeting and kind of down at the bottom here. I didn't go equally around. We're not trying to make a daisy. We just want a kind of fun little nest of this beautiful silver thread. All right, so I got my little nest. I'm gonna lift the bow and tuck the greeting right against the bow and center it in the designer series paper and adhere. There's our beautiful little thank you greeting. So quick, so simple, but elegant, just beautiful. All right, if you've got any questions about this project, about Stampin' Up, or about Celebration, email me, Marisa at kitchentablestamper.com. Thanks for watching.